Friday edition of First Alert Weather Extra, and we do have a lot to talk about. Obviously, there's a few showers around the area this afternoon, and your eyes may be deceiving you, but no, it's true. That is some wet concrete and asphalt in downtown DeRidder. There have been a few showers that moved through. A lot of dark clouds even on our South Lake Charles sky cam. Not as many in Jennings, but clouds are definitely around. But let's look at the radar here. You can see the shower activity that developed basically just north of Interstate 10 and has been moving northward with time through the afternoon hours. And there you can see the rain that moved through the city of DeRidder, now moving up into portions of Rose Pine, areas just south of Fort Polk, south of Leesville seeing rain. Those of you in Leesville will likely see rain within the next 20 minutes or less. Some other showers out near the Pitkin area over towards Sugartown. Near Dry Creek we have some showers. These are fairly light, but considering how dry it is, we'll take any amount of rain we can get at this point, and this is definitely good news to see the rain around the area. Let's talk about what's going to happen, though, for this weekend. I know there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of things going on. Just like every weekend in Southwest Louisiana, there's events almost every weekend here, and I know this one's no different. Here's a look at our Futurecast. First, I will go ahead and freely admit that this model is not handling the current rain very well. But considering how small these showers are, I'm not going to hold it against the model too much. Plus, it is handling the little bit more widespread rain activity to our east that is going on now. So let's talk about what's likely to happen tonight first. If you have evening plans, I think pretty much what we're seeing now will continue at least through 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. And that is that there may be some spotty showers around. They will race toward the north, though, probably 20 to 30 miles per hour, meaning it won't rain all that long. But yes, if you have evening plans, might not be terrible to keep the umbrella handy, especially if you're north of I-10. Vernon, Beauregard, and Allen parishes by far would have the better chance of rain than, say, Cameron, which would have the lowest rain chance for this evening. As we go on overnight tonight, pretty much the same as the last few nights. It's going to be warm, it's going to be humid, and it will be windy. Probably windier than it has been the last few nights, with southerly winds 20 plus, likely staying around overnight tonight. Now, let's jump ahead into your Saturday, where I think we start off much like we have every morning this week. Again, warm, humid, breezy. As far as rain, I can't rule out a few sprinkles or areas of fine mist. I'm not that certain that we're going to see a whole lot of sunshine until maybe into the afternoon hours, but that heating from the sun will likely force some showers to begin to develop across the area into the afternoon hours. So if you're needing a time without rain, I think the morning tomorrow is going to be your best bet, and then rain chances will gradually increase as we head into the afternoon. We'll pause here at around 4 o'clock. Again, this is only one model, so let's don't get too focused on the placement of the rain, but the idea that scattered showers will become more and more widespread looks likely. I'm going to leave the rain chance for the whole day at 40%, but if you look in our app at the hourly forecast, you'll notice those rain chances will be ramping up late into the afternoon and especially on into the evening hours tomorrow night. And Futurecast here kind of shows that quite nicely. As far as the weather's concerned, yes, rain. There's probably going to be some thunderstorms in the mix. So if you are going to be out and about, remember there may be lightning around. So if you hear thunder, you need to get to a safe place. Remember, if you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. That's your cue to go indoors if you do, in fact, hear thunder wherever you are. And remember the rule with that. You don't just go inside for a minute or two and go back outside. You have to wait, or should wait, 30 minutes from the last time that you hear thunder, not the first. So, meaning if a thunderstorm sets over you for a while, you may have to stay inside for a while before it clears. The reason why we tell you that 30-minute window is because lightning doesn't just happen directly under thunderstorms. It can happen out on the edge of storms. So waiting that long usually gives you that window of time for the storms to move away from your area. I don't think this is a big problem during the day. There may be a few storms, but storms will likely ramp up into the evening hours tomorrow night, and especially on into the overnight hours. Now, I know the next question you're probably wondering, what about the severe potential? it's not impossible that a few of these could be on the strong side. All of the ingredients for severe weather do not look like they're going to be in place this go around, which is definitely good news. We like to hear that, but I do want to be honest, it would not shock me if there was a strong storm or two in the mix. And if so, damaging winds would be the primary threat. And I'm trying to stress here that I'm telling you the odds of severe weather are low, but it is also worth mentioning that occasionally you can get thunderstorms that overproduce or exceed expectations on severe weather, meaning there still could be one or two that, even though everything's not perfect, still may be to tap into enough energy to go strong or severe. Again, if that happens, I still think damaging winds is the primary threat, though hail and a slim tornado risk is not out of the question. So make sure you have a way to receive weather alerts over the weekend, especially tomorrow night into early Sunday morning. That obviously one of those ways is our First Alert weather app, and make sure you have the notifications turned on. Keep them turned on overnight tomorrow night. I know some of you, I do it too, may put your phone on silent when you go to bed because you don't want any sort of notifications waking you up. Well, tomorrow night's one of those where you would want to not do that. Make sure you leave those on, or if you have a NOAA weather radio, make sure it is working as well. But again, bottom line, I do expect a pretty decent chance of rain, especially tomorrow night. Now let's talk about Sunday, but we'll go back to Saturday here. This is a different model, but it's showing virtually the same idea through at least the morning Saturday, with limited rain across the area. But again, into the afternoon hours, rain chances will definitely be ramping up with some spotty showers around. I don't think this is a rain all day everywhere type event during the day Saturday. So that's why I still think outdoor events are probably going to be doable, as long as you go into it with the idea that it may rain on you. You may have to dodge inside for a little while. Then into the evening, you can see this model as well, showing a line approaching. The previous model is not quite as robust with this larger complex, rather just showing individual showers and storms just continuing to build over the area. I really think this idea is the more likely scenario, where a line of storms will come in from the north and northwest, moving across the area overnight hours. Those two can be on the strong side. We saw something similar back on Valentine's night, though I do want to be clear, I don't think this is quite as strong as those storms were that night. Again, what I was just talking about, though, that occasionally storms can go over expectations as far as severe weather is concerned. That night, Valentine's night, was a perfect example of that. We had told you that, yes, there was going to be the risk of some strong storms, but obviously no one expected them to be as strong as they were that night, until they actually developed. Then it was easy to tell you that downstream of those. So we'll be watching for that potential closely during the overnight hours tomorrow night. Meteorologist Max Logano will be here watching things, and I'll be around as well to help out if anything does turn severe. Now, let's talk about our Sunday, where I think we will continue to have off and on periods of scattered showers and storms, at least into the morning hours, maybe tapering off into the afternoon. So if you're looking for the most likely time to be able to do things outdoors without weather concerns, twofold. One, early Saturday through the morning hours, and then maybe late Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening would be the most likely time period. I realize some of you are kind of moaning and groaning because it is the weekend and it's going to rain. Just please note that at this point, we need rain bad because of our drought and our fire danger. So anytime we can get it is good. And if it's going to come through in the evening and overnight hours, it allows more of it to soak in the ground anyway. We'll just hope we can keep that severe potential much more limited than what it looks like. We certainly don't want to see that playing out. Now let's talk about beyond this system. I have lowered the rain chance for Monday into Tuesday, which I think is going to end up looking much like what we saw today, maybe a few little spotty showers. And then we're still on tap for a stronger cold front by the middle of next week that will likely bring yet another round of rain, which is good. We need the rain, but it could also bring a round of some stronger storms, Wednesday into Wednesday night, maybe even lingering into Thursday, depending on how quick this front moves through. But the other thing that front is going to do is likely knock our temperatures down. Look at this on the 10-day forecast, going from the 80s for the next several days to the mid-70s. Yes, it's not a big change, but that still puts us back closer to normal for this time of year. And it's not just the daytime highs, it's the morning lows, which go from upper 60s to low to mid-50s by the end of next week. So late next week, next weekend, I think is going to be nearly perfect for anything outdoors. It's this weekend, though, where, yes, we will have to contend with that threat of rain. And I do want to be also perfectly transparent here that it's not impossible that rain could start earlier during the day Saturday, especially if this front moves farther south quicker than expected. And of course, you also see the clock there on Sunday. Don't forget, daylight saving time begins Saturday night, Sunday morning. That means your clocks go ahead 1 hour. I realize most of us now have electronic devices that are going to change on their own, but if you still have maybe a microwave or any sort of other devices that you have to change manually, you're going to need to change those clocks ahead 1 hour Sunday morning to be on time for anything you're maybe doing. It's also a good reminder to change batteries and smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors as well. A look at your marine forecast for tomorrow. Southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots. Be mindful there may be some storms, though I think the bulk of the rain is going to be over land. So if you're boating on any of our inland lakes and bays, you may be dodging showers and storms. Out over the Gulf, probably not so much until maybe tomorrow night into Sunday morning. Look at your hunting and fishing forecast. Sunrise, this will be the last time I'm telling you this, because the next time I'll see you here will be Monday after daylight saving time. Sunrise tomorrow, 6:30 in the morning, sunset 6:15 in the afternoon. Remember, those will go ahead by an hour as well, meaning sunrise will be back around 7:30 Monday morning, so it'll be dark again when many of you are heading to work and school. But the positive, I think most of us agree, is that when you get home, you'll have another hour of daylight, as sunset won't occur until the 7:15 time range on Monday afternoon. And of course, we're also adding about 1 to 2 minutes of daylight every day, which means those times are pushing back. The sunrise is getting earlier, sunset is getting later and later as well. That continues all the way through the summer equinox. But one more check of our 10-day forecast again for this weekend. Scattered showers will be around. I still think the most likely time period for rain is going to be late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. So early Saturday is probably okay. Late Sunday may be okay for outdoor events as well. And there is that slight risk of some stronger storms in the mix as well. If anything turns severe, we'll of course let you know about it. If you have our weather app, you're going to get the notification about that automatically as well. That's going to conclude things for this edition of Weather Extra. I'll be back on television in about 15 minutes over on 7 News for 7 News at 6. And of course, I'll be back here Monday afternoon with another edition of Weather Extra. I want to wish you guys a great weekend. Have a great one, and I'll see you on Monday.